Hi students, in the last class we discussed about the plant cell and different parts of the plant cell. Plant cell and different parts of the plant cell. And within that case we discussed about the cell wall and we discussed about the plasma membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus and all the contents. Means there is in cytoplasm is there, within that cytoplasm, cytosol is there, cell organelles are there and ergastic substances are there, right? We discussed about all the parts which are present in the plant cell, and coming to this class we'll discuss about each and every part and detailed description regarding to that every part of the plant cell. See, most of the plant cells which are having chloroplast and performs the photosynthesis process, right? And which are autotrophs. All plant cells are autotrophs. And coming to the outermost part of the plant cell, that is the cell wall. And if we see in about different types of organisms in the nature, most of the organisms are having the cell wall. Whatever that a bacteria cell, that is one of the best example. Bacteria cell having the cell wall, right? And fungi having the cell wall. And different organisms are there. All these organisms are having cell wall. Except animal cells. Animal cells are not having the cell wall, right? Natural protoplast cells. Animal cells are natural protoplast cells. And coming to the plant cell, and within that plant cell wall. In any case, in any organism, cell wall is dead and it's permeable. And one species to another species. See, I am not talking about within the plants, or I am not talking about within the plants. For suppose fungi cell wall is made up of with one type of chemical composition. Plant cells the cell walls are made up of with another type of chemical composition. So different types of organisms, the cell walls are there, but the cell wall composition is different. But mostly within the plant cells, the cell walls are having almost similar complex. So within that plant cell wall, right? See, this is one of the plant cell, and there is a blue color line is there. The blue color line indicates here primary cell wall. And inside to the primary cell wall, there is a secondary cell wall is there. In the last class also we discussed. There is an S1 layer, S2 layer, S3 layer is there. And inside to that secondary cell wall, right, I didn't draw here, inside of the secondary cell wall, there is a tertiary cell wall is present. Generally, any plants, means majority of the plants are having primary cell wall and the secondary cell wall. See, the tertiary cell wall not seen in all plant cells. Only seen in few plant cells, right? So, especially in the last class I given one of the example, gymnosperms, xylem tracheids contains the tertiary cell wall. Remaining most of the cases, the tertiary cell wall absent, right? So, this is about that the cell wall. See, this is one cell, this is one plant cell and this is another plant cell. Between these two plant cells, there is a connecting substance is there. One cell is connected by another plant cell. See, between these two cells, there is a connecting part is there. The connecting part is called as middle lamella. Middle lamella made up of with the calcium pectate or magnesium pectate. See, between the neighboring cells, there is a middle lamella is present. Middle lamella is the cementing substance or joining substance or anchoring substance, right? That substance supporting to join the neighboring cells. Right? And that middle lamella made up of with calcium pectate and magnesium pectate. The middle lamella, the chemical composition of the middle lamella, calcium pectate and the magnesium pectate, right? So that is about the middle lamella. Middle lamella present between two cells. It's involved in the joining of neighboring cells. This one act like a cementing substance. Actually, this is the cementing substance, right? A group of cells are connected, that one forms the tissues. A group of tissues are connected, forms the organs. A group of organs, See, in plants only argons are there. Argan system is absent, right? So the calcium pectate and magnesium pectate, right? So that is about that middle lamella, right? And coming to the function of that middle lamella, joining the neighboring cells, we discussed. Joining the neighboring cells. So that is about that middle lamella. And coming to the next one, primary cell wall. The outermost part of the plant cell, that is the primary cell wall. Primary cell wall. Here what I drawn with blue color, right? That part indicates here primary cell wall. Primary cell wall is the thin layer. Primary cell wall is the thin layer. It's made up of with cellulose is there, rich percentage of cellulose is there, hemicellulose is there, pectin, suberin, galactans, mannans. All these substances are present in primary cell wall, secondary cell wall. But in one case, one component is more. In another case, another component is more. Means here, for suppose, in the case of the primary cell wall, there is a rich percentage of the cellulose is present. In the case of the secondary cell wall, rich percentage of the hemicellulose is present. In the case of the tertiary cell wall, there is a rich percentage of the lignin is present. So what I am telling here, within different types of primary cell wall, secondary cell wall, tertiary cell wall, almost in all the cases, all components are present, but one component is more in one cell wall, another component is more in another cell wall. See here, what I am telling here, primary cell wall and the secondary cell wall. So within primary cell wall, rich percentage of cellulose is present, right? And the primary cell wall is thin and it shows that elastic nature. It shows the elastic nature, means expansion nature. For suppose, this is the one of the plant cell, that plant cell absorbs the water, absorbs the more amount of water. That time, the cell size is expanded. The cell size is expanded. So due to that expansion, the expansion majorly given by the primary cell wall. The expansion nature majorly given by the primary cell wall. So what I am telling here, why? For suppose in the case of the plant cell, if more amount of water enter into the inside the plant cell, generally the plant cells are not bursted. Due to the reason is, primary cell wall have the elastic nature. Primary cell wall have the elastic nature. In the same manner, if RBC cells are taken more amount of water inside the RBC cells, more amount of water is accumulated, the RBC cells are destructed. RBC cells are destructed. So what I am telling here, presence of the primary cell wall, the cells have the expansion nature. The cells have the expansion nature, right? So that is about the primary cell wall. That is about the primary cell wall. Coming to the next topic is the secondary cell wall. See, we have seen and we discussed about that primary cell wall, that is the outermost part of the plant cell, right, or cell wall part, right, and inside to that the primary cell wall, inside to the primary cell wall means this is the outside and this is the inside. So inside to the primary cell wall, there is a secondary cell wall is present. Secondary cell wall is present. Generally, the secondary cell wall having the thick structure. Always the secondary cell wall having the thick structure. So this is the secondary cell wall. Again, within the secondary cell wall, three types of components or three parts are present. Within that secondary cell wall, again three parts are there. These are S1 layer, S2 layer and S3 layer. So generally, primary cell wall is also called primary cell wall layer, secondary cell wall is also called secondary cell wall layer, right, and tertiary cell wall layer. Again, within that secondary cell wall, there is an S1 layer is there, S2 layer is there, S3 layer is there. Three layers. The secondary cell wall divided into three layers. So S1 layer, that is the thin. S1 layer is the thin. S2 layer is the thick. S2 layer is the thick. And S3 layer is the thin. S3 layer is the thin. See, here this is the single red color line, inside to the primary cell wall, that one is the S1 layer. Inside to the S1 layer, that one is called as S2 layer. Inside to the S2 layer, the black color line it indicates here S3 layer. The black color line indicates here S3 layer. So what I am telling here, inside to the primary cell wall, that one is the S1 layer. And inside to the S1 layer, that one is the S2 layer. So S1 is thin, S2 is thick. S2 is thick, and inside of the S2 there is a black color line is there. Here black color line is there. The black color line indicates here S3 layer, right? S3 layer is the thin. So especially the secondary cell wall. The secondary cell wall is the thick. The secondary cell wall is the thick and it gives the mechanical strength. it gives the mechanical strength. So here secondary cell wall is there, S1 layer, S2 layer, S3 layer is there, S1 layer, S2 layer, S3 layer, right? And there is a thin, thick and thin layers, thin, thick and thin layers, right? So made with rich percentage of hemicellulose, made with rich percentage of the hemicellulose, and cellulose is there. In primary cell wall, rich percentage of cellulose. In secondary cell wall, rich percentage of hemicellulose, right? And pectin is there, suberin is there, pectin is there, suberin is there, right? And there is a thick layer is there, thick layer. This one is the thick layer. The secondary cell wall is the thick layer, and the secondary cell wall gives the mechanical strength. The secondary cell wall gives the mechanical strength, right? That is about the secondary cell wall within the plant cells. That is about the secondary cell wall within the plant cells, right? Coming to the next one is the tertiary cell wall. The tertiary cell wall not present in all plant cells. That is only present in few plant cells, especially whatever the gymnosperms are there. The gymnosperms contains xylem tracheids are there. The xylem tracheids, the inner side to the secondary cell wall, the tertiary cell wall is present. So the tertiary cell wall, for suppose this is on the plant cell and this is the secondary cell wall, okay, S3 layer. Inside to the S3 layer, tertiary cell wall is present. Inside to the, like this, inside to the secondary cell wall, there is a tertiary cell wall is present, right? So here tertiary cell wall not present in all plant cells, that is only present in few plant cells, right? And this is made with the lignin. The composition of the chemical composition of the tertiary cell wall is the lignin. So primary cell wall made with cellulose, secondary cell wall richly made with hemicellulose. The tertiary cell wall, okay, the main composition is here, lignin, right? So these are the different types of the cell walls and compositions, right? And made with lignin, and that one present in means the tertiary cell wall seen in gymnosperms, xylem tracheids. We know about that xylem. The plants contains that xylem and the phloem. Xylem is responsible for the transportation of water. Phloem is responsible for the transportation of food material. And remember, whatever that meristematic cells are there, the meristematic cells only contains the primary cell wall. The meristematic cells only contains the primary cell wall. In meristematic cells, secondary cell wall and tertiary cell wall. Generally, tertiary cell wall is absent. In meristematic cells, secondary cell wall is also absent. So, what I am telling here, the best example, the cells contains only primary cell wall, meristematic cells, right? So, that is about the plant cell and cell wall and compositions. And cell wall is always dead and it's permeable. Cell wall is always dead and it's permeable, right? So that is about the plant cell and cell wall composition. Coming to the next topic, cell wall involved in the transportation process. How cell wall involves in transportation? How molecules are transported through the cell wall? All we know, cell wall is dead and it's permeable, means it's allows all the molecules, means it transports the molecules through all the molecules are transported through the cell wall. And coming to the transportation process, in that case plasmodesmata is there. The very first one is the plasmodesmata, right? That plasmodesmata, this is the plasmodesmata. What is plasmodesmata? Okay, this is the one plant cell and this is another plant cell. Between these two cells there is a cylindrical structures are there. This is one of the cylindrical structure. The cylindrical structures which are involved in the transportation of molecules from one cell to the another cell. So these are called as plasmodesmatas. Plasmodesmatas are small cylindrical structures which connects the neighboring cells. For suppose this is one cell and this is another cell, maybe here another cell, maybe here another cell. So all these cells are connected from one cell to another cell, connected by the cylindrical structures. These are called as plasmodesmatas, right? So plasmodesmatas are involved in the transportation process. Okay, and coming to the next one, pits are there. For suppose this is the one of the cell and this is the cell wall and this is the cell wall, and within cell wall some of the pits, means gaps are generated. Okay, for suppose this is the cell wall, this is the cell wall, and within the cell wall there is a gaps like structures are there. These are called as pits. So the pits again classified into here two types are there. One is called as simple pits, other one is called as bordered pits. One is called as simple pits, other one is called as bordered pits. What is the difference between simple pits and the bordered pits? See, this is one cell contains that cell wall part, and this is another cell contains the cell wall part. Between these two cell walls, there is a middle lamella is present. The red color line is indicates here middle lamella. So at some regions within the cell wall, gaps are maintained. There is no formation of cell wall. Okay, is there any gap is there? These structures are called as pits. These structures are called as pits. And again, pits are classified into here two types. One is simple pits, other one is the bordered pits. What is the difference between simple pit and the bordered pit? Simple pit indicates here there is an equal length and diameter. Equal length and the diameter. If we see in whatever that pit structure is there, the pit contain diameter and length. Both are equal. Both are equal. That kind of pits are called as simple pits. That kind of pits are called as simple pits. So simple pits also involved in the transportation process. And coming to the next one, bordered pits are there. Okay, bordered pits means here there is an unequal length and unequal diameter. The cell wall. See, if we see in that cell wall, this is the cell wall and this is the cell wall and this is the cell wall, this is the cell wall. At center there is a middle lamella is present. Here also same thing. This is the one of the middle lamella part. This is one of the middle lamella part, right? So this is the one cell wall and this is another cell wall. So here there is a plane structure. If we see in that cell wall, always forms that uniform. Always the cell wall forms the uniform structure. If we see here, there is an unequal cell wall formation takes place. So what I am telling here, within that bordered pits, there is an unequal length and diameter. Unequal length and the diameter. This kind of pits are called as bordered pits. This kind of pits are called as bordered pits. If we see in the bordered pit structure, at the center of the pit, there is a ring-like structure is there. The ring-like structures are called as torus. The ring-like structures are called as torus. Torus, the structure involved in the production process. The torus structures which are involved in the production process. So how these are involved in the production process? For suppose if water molecules are rapidly transporting from one cell to the another cell, in that case one cell contains cell organelles may be destructed. Maybe cell organelles are destructed. So see whatever that pressure is generated during the transportation of water molecule or during transportation of molecule, whatever the pressure is generated, that pressure prevented by the torus structure. The pressure is prevented by the torus structure. So that torus structure, this is one of the torus structure. This is called as torus, involved in the reduction of pressure. Reduction of pressure during the transportation of molecules. During the transportation of molecules, right? So that is about the cell wall, plasmodesmata. These are cylindrical structures which transports the molecules from one cell to another cell. And other one, pits are there. These are the gaps. One is simple pits, other one is the bordered pits. Simple pits are equal length and diameter is maintained. Bordered pits here, unequal length and the diameter, right? So that is about the cell wall and the transport mechanism.